Morning, everybody. Mini Golf Frank, part 3 of 3 of the Masters courses. This one, Aloha Mini Golf. This is Aloha South. Yesterday's video was the Pineapple course, aka the Aloha North. Used to be called the Hawaiian Village. Once again, home of the Masters, part 3 of 3. Let's get started. Little tour. I'm going to take you around, show you how to play the course the way that I play it. Come down, enjoy the beautiful facilities as we get ramped up and prepared for Thursday morning, which is the actual start of the tournament. So here on the right, this is the awards banquet setup. This building here is Cali Baker's. It's a restaurant and bar. All right, so here's the facility. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm gonna come down through here. Inside, we have a video game arcade, lay of the land. There's actually 2 courses here. There's a caves course and an island course. Some of our animal friends. Business isn't quite open yet. So there's the cave course. Well, there's a cave. Start. We play the island course, which is up the steps here. This is our tournament course. And this is hole number 1. So let's get started. Okay, so hole number 1 is uphill and it slopes from left to right. I'm gonna throw a ball out there. It slopes from left to right. There's no way for you, even from the extreme right side of the tee, to get the ball directly in. You have to use the wall either equal with this post here or a little bit farther down to get the ball bouncing towards the hole, and I'm going to show you how we do that. The danger here is coming up a little bit too short. So if I throw another ball out there, not quite far enough, that's a little too slow. But say we just roll a ball out there and you don't quite get it up the hill, it's going to break to the right, and it's actually going to come back down. So if you don't get it past the first pull on the right, you have a chance for the ball to come back quite a bit of ways back towards the tee. So you got to make sure you hit it hard enough. Okay, so I like to start from the very left side of the tee. 1 and about half of a shoe. There's a carpet line that I'm putting the ball on. And then the aiming point is there's another carpet line that's, you can see if you look really closely, you can see the machine marks. I'm using this line as a guide. I want the ball to roll right through here, the apex of the hill. The ball's going to hit somewhere in this zone. And when it goes towards the hole actually, even from back here, it slopes ever so slightly back towards the tee. The ball's going to be slightly past the hole, and then it's going to turn around and go back towards the hole. There are other players are playing different ways, various ways, but we're all trying to do somewhat similar thing. I'll show you another line where some players are trying to hit the bricks much earlier, but there's more danger involved because there's more cracks in the rocks and you can get some various bounces. So I'm a believer in this shot. Got to make sure you give it a go. Get it down there, hit the bricks behind the hole. Ooh, I just missed the backside of the hole. So it doesn't have to be perfect either. So that one didn't hit the exact same spot, but it's right next to the hole. So you have a little bit of variance there. The worst thing you can do is hit it too far to the left and end up clipping the rocks over here. But even if you go a little bit too far to the right, you're still going to end up behind the hole. It's a very safe shot. Little unfortunate bounce. So I'll show you guys the results of those 3 shots as I have in the other videos. All right, so here we are. No problem at all making a par. Unfortunately, it's really no way for me to get a shot behind the hole. As you can see, we have some netting, and then there's a huge drop off down here. So this is a little bit more of the lay of the land. It's chilly out this morning, but there's hardly any wind, so should be a great time. But yeah, that's basically the gist of playing lane one. There's really not too much in-depth analysis on this particular course, as most of the shots we've optimized very, very well, and it's just up to you to just perfect the shot. So this course, you can shoot anywhere as low as a 22, which is the course record. And also, if it's windy outside and it gets really, really dry, your score can be as high as a 34. Okay, so here we are at number 2. So the general layout of the hole is this. So it's a 90-degree dog leg to the left. I actually have to set my camera on the steps here to get the right angle for you. There you go, you can actually see the hole from that side. So the cup is sitting over here. There's no way for you to get there without hitting the rocks. Okay, so count the rocks from the right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number 7. Lucky number 7. That's the rock you want to hit. Okay, so I'm 1. And go from the back side here. Around 1 3/4 of a shoe from the left. Okay, there's a crack in the middle of this brick. I can set a ball here. Probably not. Anyways, maybe I can find something I can put there. There we go. So that's about where I'm aiming, but I want to miss to the left of that. And the ball's going to hit and carry them down towards the hole. We're going to do 2 angles so you can see what happens as the ball hits the bricks. The ball is spinning and the green goes away from the cup. This is not that great of an ace. We played this course 4 times during the tournament. If you make it once, you're doing really well. So that one ended up just past the hole, just behind it. There's not too much danger. Behind the hole, just make sure you're aggressive enough to give it a go. You can also hit the right side of the rock. That one actually went in. So there's a little bit of variance there where you can hit different parts of the rock and it can go in. The problem is you're trying to hit the exact same spot every time and it's really, really difficult. That was right on the crack. That one actually hit the other ball and it still went in. So let's try to get you a better camera angle so you can see what's happening once the ball hits the bricks. But those are the results. 2 out of 3 of those went in. Okay, so here we are from the other side. 2 out of 3 went in. The other one's just literally right after you take your spacing, it's right next to the hole. Okay, so 1 and about 3/4 of a shoe out, aiming at the 7th rock with a little stick on it. Sometimes you can hit off the back wall like that. That's the speed you really want to hit the shot with. Just so you can give it a chance to go right in or off the back and go in. So I got a bad bounce that time. And then that's what happens if you miss it too far to the right. That actually came right back to my feet. So make sure you're fully concentrated. I hit the very left side of the rock. So that's how you play number 2. 7th brick, give it a go, send it down there. Give yourself a chance to make an ace. Okay, moving on to number 3. So this one starts out flat, and then there's a severe downslope, and the hole sits back there near the rocks. 2 different ways you can play the shot, one from the extreme left side or one from the extreme right side, and I will show you both shots. For the shot that I like to play is from the left side. 1 putter from the bricks, as close as you can. Sometimes you have to press the ball down a little bit to get it to sit. So the aiming point is out in this area. So from the tee, it's basically at the right edge of the cup. Off the back door and come in that way. Awkward putting stance, but just give it a go. Ah, a little unlucky with the bounce there. That's too far left and not fast enough. That's what happens if you're too far left and you get too close to the rocks on the left side. And that was just a bad bounce. That was a good shot, just a bad bounce. This is definitely one you want to be aggressive with and give it a good chance. Holes 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9 are the ones that you want to be aggressive with on this one. Hit a couple more. Too close to the rocks. Oh, there you go. That'll work. Okay, so the shot from the right side, very similar. Just missing the left lip of the hole, hitting the bricks in the back. Bring it back in this way. But a lot of times you end up getting a straight kick like that. That is how you play lane number 3 here at the Aloha course. Okay, moving on to number 4. Kind of hidden behind here. All right, this one is a skill shot. You're not using any bricks or anything, just using the natural contours of the green to make it. It's a very high percentage chance of an ace. We play this course 4 times throughout the tournament, and you should make this at least 3 out of 4 times. And I'm going to teach you how to do that. Okay, so if you look at the bottom of the screen, little crack right here, right? This is basically the teeing line is right along this crack. All right, that's the teeing area. You're aiming, you want the ball to be passing through the bricks 1 putter out. And it's a little bit more than just getting it started. As you watch, the putt's going to break to the left towards the hole and then slightly back to the right at the end. You just send it on its way. But if you hit that shot on that line, it's going to go in an extremely high percentage chance of the time. Oh, wow, that was very unlucky. Usually the ball would turn back to the right and go back into the cup. Just like that. That's really all you really need to know about number 4 is starting the ball, this crack here, just straight out, aiming 1 putter off the bricks, and just send it on its way. And that's how you play number 4 here at the Aloha course. Okay, moving on to number 5. So number 5, it looks very inviting that you can play from the left side and go towards the cup, but it doesn't work because the ball breaks to the left too much. So you cannot do a direct shot. You must use this hill on the left side and bump it off of this hill, go back past the hole and bring it back in from the back side. And I will show you how to do that. Okay, so you can play it basically anywhere on the tee. The goal is once you bump it off of this hill, when you're getting the ball past the hill, you want to just barely tap the bricks in the back. And there's a little bit of a funneling effect where the ball will kind of get sucked back into the hole. It's just up to you to get the speed right. Because it doesn't really matter. See how this ball will start to funnel back that way? So you're just trying to get your line, get your speed. And so some players We'll play this quite a bit far to the left and just get a tiny little bump off of this hill. So just like this, tapping the bricks, but that was a little bit too fast. So you want the ball just kind of like just trundling over back towards the hole. Wow, it didn't turn back in. Normally that ball will turn back in. It's just not. As of last night, I started playing from the extreme right side to get a little bit better angle. Seemed to be working a little bit better. This is a shot that I originally played a long time ago. So let's show you from this side. So I'm one putter off the bricks on the right and still using the same hill, just aiming at the same, just bump it off the hill. Let the ball come around this way. See how much of a more direct angle it got towards the cup. So that's what I'm hoping to achieve this and still working on this shot. So I was a little bit slower. I actually went directly in. So that gives me more confidence now knowing that I don't have to hit this perfect and I can go directly into the hole or behind it. Every once in a while, if you do this, the ball will just kind of go around. You want to make sure that you're getting it up high enough to get it close to the bricks to give it the best chance to come back and use the funneling effect. But that's how you play number 5 here at the Aloha. On to number 6. All right, so this one's a very, very delicate hole. Here's your teeing positions. You are starting on the extreme left side of the tee, and you're hitting this shot so it barely creeps over this little plateau where this rock is, and the ball's just gonna start trickling down towards the cup, and that's the best way for you to make an ace. There's really no way for you to go off the back rocks or even in between this side here. It's just not really, it's an option, but it's not a great option for the ace. If you get the speed down, it's all about the speed on this hole, you can make this a very high percentage shot, high percentage of the time. So I'm gonna show you how to do it. All right, it's really hard to describe just what happens here. So one putter from the left. I'm aiming a little bit more than a putter away from the base of this rock. So if you were to draw a line down this rock, so it'd probably be more about in that area. The ball's gonna roll through here and it's just gonna get over the edge and track down towards the hole. Generally, once it gets over the edge, it will roll all the way out. That's a perfect shot. That's exactly what you want to do. And if you can do that, it doesn't have to be that perfect. You can be slightly slower with your speed. It just tracks right down towards the cup. If you get a little bit too far right, it can miss to the right. If you get a little bit too far left, it won't take the turn back to the right. That one's just gonna get over. That one missed on the right. So if you hit a little bit, oh wow, it actually went back in. I turned around and looked away from it. And there is a little tiny drop pocket there, as you just saw with that one. If you get it, within one roll of behind the cup, sometimes it will turn around and come back in. But that's how you play lane number 6 here at the Aloha course. I'm gonna do it behind the hole. I think this is important to see. Maybe it'll give you a better visual of just how slowly the ball's going. This little ridge right here, of just how slowly that's going. You see how that ball's it's just turning in, right? So just get it trickling over that. And you can see it is possible to miss to the right, but if you're getting the right trickle, down there, it will track all the way out. All right, let's move on to number 7. All right, here we are, number 7. Looks like a 1. But if we turn, maybe if we turn the camera this way, it's a 7? No. Anyways, it's slightly uphill. You have the rise here in front of the hole. You have the little flower pot. This hole breaks from right to left. You can either play it straight in directly into the front door, or you can go back behind the hole and play it from the back. A little more dangerous if you play it from the back, because if you hit a little bit too hard, it will come back down this hill. So I'm gonna show you how to do it. Okay, so some players are playing it 1 foot out and aiming. There's a bench in the background that they're kind of aiming. It's basically somewhere about in this zone, and the ball comes up. It starts to straighten out a little bit, and then it makes a left turn. Last night when I was here practicing some more, I found that I like starting a more consistent starting spots right on this carpet line. So it's less than a putter out. Okay, and aiming, my eyes are right here. My feeling is that I want to hit the shot so that I can go directly in the hole, or if I hit it a little bit too hard, it will miss the hole on the right side and come back in through the back door. So I don't want to touch the right lip like that. That's the one thing I don't want to do. So that's what I would call an in-between ball. If it's a little bit faster than that, it hits off the back bricks and has a good chance of going in. A little bit slower, it's going to turn directly into the hole. So I pulled that one a little bit left and missed the hole on the left. You can see just how fast that ball wants to just start breaking to the left. So let's hit a few more. I need to aim a little slightly farther right. Still working on this one, still working on it. It's a good shot though once you get it down. There we go. That was perfect. I pulled that one a little bit left and I hit it a little too soft. You can see you just got to make sure you keep your speed up on this one. And like I said, if you hit it a little bit too firm, you know, if you were to try to come to the back door and you got a little bit too firm, well, that one went right in, but let's say you got a little bit too frisky and you missed, it's coming back to you. It's definitely one you want to be aggressive with as far as trying to go for the ace, but obviously not overly aggressive. One more for the road. Aim at the inside of those bricks. Get the ball started on line. That's really snapping hard to the left right now. So I'll make my adjustments. That's the gist of how to play number 7 here. Okay, number 8. This is an important hole. You just want to make a 2 and move on. The hole is hidden there behind the 2 tikis. So this is the layout of the hole. But when you're standing here in the tee, right, this is what you see. There's no way, there's hardly any way for you to get the ball going directly towards the tiki, because if I set the camera down, right, you think, well, maybe I can tee the ball up here, right, to get an angle towards the hole. The problem is the ball doesn't stay there and you have no backswing. The brick is in the way for the backswing. There's no way for you to get a backswing. Obviously, if that was flat, then of course and there was no brick here, you would tee the ball up there and try to go for it. Some players will put the ball here, or they'll try to dig it into the carpet somehow. But I can't get it to stay, right? So I don't recommend trying that. There's a safer way to play it. Just tee the ball up, out. Here, you're aiming into the left elbow, and just get the ball past the tiki on the left, like that. All right, just get the ball past the tiki on the left, and then you just lay it behind the hole. So that's one way you can play it. Another way you can play it is from the extreme right side. You're bouncing it off of the second brick here, going past the tikis on the right. This is the shot that I prefer to play. That was a little bit too slow. I'm still past, as long as you get past the tikis, you're fine. But this shot, I have a chance to make a backdoor ace. The problem is, if that happens and you get a crack, the ball can actually start to come back down. So if you hit it, so you can just see just how far that ball came back. So I'm going to show you the camera angle from the other side of the hole so you can see what's happening with the shot that I'm playing off of the brick. Okay, here we are. Here's a good angle of number 8 from the backside. So I'm like one putter off from the right side of the tee, right side of the bricks. I'm trying to hit this brick here to go past the tikis on the right. Just like that. And the ball will just kind of curl around and just settle behind the hole. That's pretty close. That's a great shot. So getting the ball back behind, and if you just hit it just slightly harder than that, it can go in. But it's one of those shots where it's kind of like an accidental ace. If it goes in, oops. You don't want to hit it much harder than I am right now, because then you bring what happened the first time is, so if that's a little bit too hard, right? If that ball starts trundling over, that's going to go halfway back to the tee. So that was maximum power. Get the ball to stop right there. All right, it's max power on that bank shot to get the ball. If you want, just getting the ball to stop right there, and then you just have these little tap-ins for your par. So number 8, make your 2, move on. Every once in a while, you're gonna get an accidental ace. It's important for you to keep your round going on this hole and not do anything crazy. All right, moving on to number 9. So this one is a 90 degrees to the left, and the hole sits way back there. Okay. So the object here is to start from the right side of the tee. This plant right there, that's your target. You want to hit the bricks with the speed where the ball starts turning to the left, because this is all starts sloping downhill. Where the ball just starts to turn left, you're going to bounce off the bricks. The ball can either go directly into the cup, or if I toss the ball out there, whoops, that wasn't a good example. It can hit off the back and go in. All right, so it can miss, hit off the back, and go in that way. And I'll show you how to do it. All right, this will be a 2-part video. It's really hard to get this hole because of the water and the other obstacles in the way. So we'll show you the starting position, which is 1 putter from the right side. Okay. There's a crack in the bricks. It's really hard to show you on camera, but it's at that plant that I pointed at earlier. And I'm just trying to feel the speed where the ball is not just barely touching the brick, but not too hard, right? So getting the ball started down there, hit the bricks. It's going to bounce off, going to miss the hole on the right, bounce off the back. That was a dead center ace. That might be a little bit too slow. So if you hit it too slow and it hits the bricks and you don't get a good enough bounce, it misses too far to the right. Oh, that actually went in as well. But if you miss the hole too far on the right, you get too much angle off of the bricks in the back, and it doesn't line up with the cup. All right, so let's try to hurry and grab the camera so you can see what happens here. Miss the hole on the right, bounce off the back, and in. That's the ending of it. Let's try to get an angle from the back of the hole so you can see what happens at the last half of the putt. All right, let's get, this is a very high percentage chance of an ace, by the way. So I made all 3 of these. Now let's do it again. One putter from the right, aiming at the little plant in the background. It'll make more sense now what's happening at the end of the putt. Now get the ball started, hit the bricks, bounce off. You can either go directly in, miss the hole on the right. That is exactly what you want to do. Like I said, we play this course 4 times. If you hit 4 good balls like that, at minimum 3 of them are going to go in. Minimum. That might be a little too slow. Yeah, so that's too slow. That's what happens if you're a little bit too slow. That was a really good example there. Now I'm going to hit one a little bit too fast. You hit one a little too fast. Too much bounce. Now that one went directly in. If you miss on this side of the hole, if you're super close to the edge, it can still go in. If you're really, really close to the edge, it can still go in that way. But most of the time the ball will hit here and go this way, right? So you definitely want to be somewhere in this zone hitting, and it all just kind of funnels back towards the cup. That's how you play number 9 here at the Aloha. Okay, moving on to number 10. So number 10 is uphill for the first half of the putt, and then it flattens out. Although it's inviting to play a front door shot, most players will play it off the back. So if we're looking at the hole and if we think about a clock face, you want to be hitting about 11 o'clock on a clock face on the back wall to get the ball to come back into the hole, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay, so unfortunately there's really no way for me to get behind the teeing area. As you can see the water and the bridge in the background to get the right camera angle. There's many different ways you can do it. You basically just trying to pick out a spot, because if I hit a shot up here, it's going to go immediately left. Right, and it's quite a severe hill. The ball's going to go immediately to the left. You think, well, why can't you just go in the front door? And you can. You can. It's just that you give yourself more chances from the back because there is a small drop pocket in this area. In the front door, you don't have a drop pocket. From behind it, you do. Okay, so one shoe for me from the right side. I'm basically aiming at the hole. As soon as I hit it, the ball's going to make a left turn. Hit the bricks, just like that. That's literally what you want to do. I mean, there's really not much to discuss. There is there are some cracks in the rocks, but you can see that as long as you're hitting in this area, it doesn't even have to be perfect. Sometimes you can just go way over there, and the ball will actually come and then turn around and go back in. That was a bad example. Then it goes that way and it funnels in. So basically you're hitting anywhere in this zone. It all just kind of like triangulates back towards the cup. And that's how you play number 10. Here we are at backwards number 11. I love how they put the numbers on there. Okay, so it's downhill and the hole is hidden behind that rock. All right, so you have to use the back rocks in order to get to the cup. And so it's difficult to get the right camera angle, but we're going to show you 2 different sides here so you can see the teeing position, what's happening, and then from behind the hole as well. Let's go ahead and keep this one live. Never mind. Okay, so here we go. All right, so the hole is hidden there a little bit behind the rock. So from my point of view, it's completely blind. So from the left side, using the cracks here on the sidewalk, I'm 3/4 of a shoe. Okay, 3/4 of a shoe out. I'm actually using this very first brick right here to give me a bounce. It's going to create some hook spin. Once it hits this brick, I want the ball to hit this brick. It's going to have a little hook spin. And it's going to send the ball towards the hole. And now I hit the wrong brick, got a little bad bounce. Okay. That was not very good. A little less than 3/4 of a shoe, almost half a shoe. There we go, that looks better. And too much angle. All right, hit that, hit the bricks. Ah. Now, it is possible as well, where I hit that brick on the last one. If you go in here, the ball can actually go out of bounds. Just like that. If you get the wrong, you know, if you go in here perfectly, it can roll right out. And in our tournaments, that is a penalty. All right, so let's get from the behind the hole so you can see what's happening there. All right, here we go. Here's a good angle for you to see the entirety of this. So not quite 3/4 of a shoe. More like a little bit, half of a shoe or slightly less than half of a shoe. Just hitting the bricks here early. All right, wanting to hit that brick. That was a little bit too fast. That was way too fast. Don't have to quite hit it that hard. Gives a little hook spin, boom, bingo, that's it. Just like that. That's exactly what you want to do. That's a little slower. Ah, caught in between the bricks on that one. Got a bad bounce. So this one was way, way, way too fast. I'm not sure if I've ever putted from there before. Yeah, that went left a little bit, but anyways, that's how you play number 11. There are other possibilities that I'll show quickly where you can play it from over here and you're hitting farther down on the bricks. I don't like this shot because you can end up getting pinned behind the rock. And a lot of times you get a straight kick and you end up missing the hole on the left. So I want to hit this rock, get that hook spin going, and get the ball sending it towards the hole. And now we're on to the ever more important number 12. All right, here we go, number 12. Hard to describe, severely uphill for the first 60 to 70% of the putt. And then the hole sits back there. Now from the teeing area, this is a very, very tight line. If you look down the line there, very tight line, okay? So we're gonna do one from right behind the line. That's a good shot. That's what we see, almost what we see from the player's angle. Let's get this a little bit farther left. Yeah, so you want to go in between here and here. I'm gonna put a ball out here. This is a diamond-shaped post. That's the aim point. Okay, you're starting as far left as you can without your putter hitting the brick. You're gonna give yourself the most amount of angle, all right? I'm aiming at the ball. The ball should miss that ball to the right. Just like that, bingo. And you wanna give it good speed. If you push it to the right like this, well, if you push it to the right because you get a little bit scared, you don't want to hit the post, and you clip the bricks on the inside, like that, the ball's coming back to your feet. If you pull it too far left and you catch that post, then the ball gets sent back that way and it still comes back to your feet. If you get lucky enough, the ball can stay up there, but most of the time it's coming back to your feet, right? So that's why you want to aim at the point of the diamond, is what I would call it. Let the ball turn to the right. Give it a go. It's okay if it hits that side of the post. Every once in a while it can go in like that. It can actually bounce off the bricks and go in. As long as you're hitting the right side of that post, you're always going to be safe and clear. So I'm going to show you behind the hole cam so you can see that. All right, this is a great angle. You can see just how tight of a window this is from where I'm teeing the ball up to where the cup location is. All right, so as far left as you can without your putter hitting the bricks on the way through. okay? Aiming at the point of that. Oh, one thing I failed to mention is this post right here gets in the way. My hip is up against it. Sending the ball through, that's exactly what you want to do. If you hit a little too slow, it starts to trail off to the right. It's safe. You just want to make twos, you want to make sure you make a 2 on this hole. Hit the right side of the pylon, hits the bricks. As you saw earlier, every once in a while, they can just catch the right spot and it goes in. But give yourself a chance to make the ace. It's a very tight line. Don't be scared of it. And you'll have fun here on number 12. All right, on to the mysterious number 13. This is the volcano hole. Going to spend a little bit more time on this one than usual. So this is the layout. It's a pretty flat before you get to the volcano. Extremely steep. And if you look closely, the volcano isn't perfectly flat. It's not a perfect funnel. Okay, the right side of the hole is flatter than the left side. It's really, really difficult to have the perfect speed to keep the ball inside the volcano. Generally, players are just hitting a direct shot straight in. And I'm hopefully going to show you how to do that. This hole plays quite drastically different during different times of the day. And hopefully I can hit some good shots for you. Okay, so teeing position on this one, it varies throughout the day. So I'm going to start with my kind of default 1 3/4 shoes from the left. Now, as I hit the ball down here, you're going to see if I hit a successful shot, the ball's going to roll through about 1 ball off of these bricks. It's going to make a left-hand turn, straighten out, go straight up the hill and straight into the cup. That was a little bit too far, not quite far enough right, so we're going to adjust that just a little bit more. Should make the left turn. Okay. So it's making the left turn, but it's not. I need the ball to turn a little bit more than that. There we go. That was perfect. That's what you want to do. So you're playing with the tee position and you're constantly adjusting. So last night when I was practicing, I was more back here with my spacing. That one was all the way up here, about another 2 balls to the right. So as you go throughout the day, you just got to try to figure out how to make the adjustments. So let's go from, see the other 2 results. And this is the other part of this video here, is that what do you do when you're in these positions to try to make your par? Okay, so this one is basically aiming straight at the cup. Just make sure you give it enough. Now, when you come in this area, most of the time when the ball comes out, right, it'll come out here, and then the ball will trickle down and end up somewhere between here and here. So you get your spacing, but sometimes the ball will just start to roll back. So you got to kind of dig the ball in. And then most of these are aiming at the cup. You just got to make sure you give it enough. You're aiming at the cup. Now, one of the highlights of this is, unfortunately, a little bit unfortunate, is that we have to deal with this. That is a massive gash in the carpet, okay? And many times the ball, if it misses, and it misses, goes towards the right like this, it will end up right on that carpet seam. It's extremely difficult to make the par putt there. And it's unfortunate that the governing body will not fix that or put a piece of tape over it, making it fair. But it's definitely something I need to highlight for you. So I'm actually going to show you what happens if you get in that spot. All right, it's the best angle I can get. You can see that huge gash. All right, if your ball ends up here, which is very possible, right after you take your spacing, you're going to be about in this position. Not only do we have to worry about this carpet gash, but you can see if I take my finger, it's totally gashed. It's not even glued. And there's a bubble here This is all a bubble. The carpet's not glued properly, right? I can actually stick my finger up underneath there. If you get in this position, you're literally just hitting and hoping. You saw the ball just zaps to the left. You're just hitting and hoping that you can make it in. Because if you don't, look at that, how that ball just jumped. I practiced this so many times, I know what to do. But if you, okay, let's say, for example, you decide, oh, I want to play to the left of that. Well, that was perfect speed. But if you decide to play to the left of that, the ball ends up going left. And then you end up over here. And then you have the same shot this way. So this hole has ruined many tournament players' lives. 4, 5, 6, 7s in play. There's actually no stroke limit here for our tournaments, so big numbers. Avoid disaster, play good shots on number 13, and you'll have fun. Once you survive 13, we come on to 14. The hole sits back there from the teeing area. The hole is actually hidden partly behind the tiki there. You can barely see it peeking out from the left side. Okay, so this is a great chance for you to make an ace. It's all speed. It's all speed in line. And hopefully I'm going to show you some great shots here. So we're going to bring the camera over to this side. Hopefully you can see the entirety of the putt. Should be able to see the hole right there. I'm going to keep it live. Okay, one putter from the right is where I'm teeing up. Everybody has a slightly different variation of this. There's actually a purple trash can in the background that I'm aiming at, but it's somewhere in that zone right there. When you see the ball go past the tikis, it's going to make a left turn. And that's what you're looking for. Hit the ball down, get the ball to make the left turn, just like that. That's what you want to do. There's really not much else to talk about. I mean, you can try to play it off the bricks and do some other stuff, but that's exactly how you want to play that shot. Aiming at the edge of the trash can in the background, getting the ball to roll right through this section. It makes that nice left-hand turn, and you can have a lot of fun and make a lot of aces on 14 if you hit shots like that. All right, after you hit a beautiful ace on number 14, we come to 15. This hole is uphill for about the first 75% of it. The cup location is actually hidden behind this rock. There's no way for you to do a direct shot coming from the teeing area. You must go around the rock on the right side. The hole breaks, the green breaks from left to right. Okay, so need to use, I'm going to show you which brick to hit and how you can potentially make an ace on this hole. All right, here we go, number 15. One shoe from the right. I feel this is the optimum teeing location. Okay, we see this pole in the background out here. The aim point is basically at this crack in between these two bricks. I'm trying to hit this brick to get the ball to kick towards the hole. As you watch the ball roll up the slope, so I'll hit one really slowly. All right, you don't make it up the hill, it's coming back to you. As the ball goes up the slope, you're going to see the ball start to turn to the right. It's very important you have the right tee location here. So I'm aiming at that crack. It's going to break into the brick before the crack. Just like that. Oh, I just missed on the bottom side of the hole. And we'll definitely do it behind the hole cam so you can see what's happening there. And that one is in. So my realistic expectation on this hole, if I hit 4 good shots like the one I just hit there, I should make this 1 out of 4 times. There's 2 out of 4. That second one was dead center. All right, so let's get behind the hole. There's my results. 2 in the cup, one just behind it. They've got the waterfall on now on the volcano here. Beautiful. We have some players finally starting to trickle onto the course. Let's get them behind the hole cam so you can see what's happening on number 15. All right, here we go. Some shadows, unfortunately. It's early in the morning here. Might be able to finally take my gloves off. Sun's popping out. All right, here we go. The gloves have come off. I'm serious now. Haha. All right. One shoe off the right. Aiming at the crack. Just missed behind the hole. I'm fine with that result. I want to make sure, you just want to make sure you get the ball there, because if you start trying to play around with your speed and getting cute with it, then you're going to bring some trouble into play, because the ball's going to really start breaking to the right and you're not going to have control over what happens with it. So if I hit that too far left, hit the brick too far down. All right, so you hit it too far left. I'm trying to hit this brick, but if you end up hitting this one, sometimes you can catch the point of this and it'll go in, but sometimes you can catch the point of it and it'll actually go back this way as well. So just make sure whatever you do, just hit somewhere on this brick. That's how you play number 15. All right, now we're on to 16. Where's the hole? Well, if you look in between those two posts, it's right in between there. Not a viable shot for you to go in between the posts to try to make an ace. You want to go around the right side of the right post and get the ball kicking off of the back door. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do that. Unfortunately, it's quite difficult to get a great angle. You can just barely see the hole peeking out. If you look here, team position is very important. As the line of this is actually diagonal from the player, okay? You want to make sure you have a legal teeing position. It's about one putter diagonally. The ball's going to come quite close to the bricks here. The object is to hit this brick in this zone. The ball will kick towards the hole. The ball will break ever so slightly from right to left as it's going down there. You want to keep that in mind. That was dead center. So one putter diagonally. I'm not sure if that one went in. Yeah, I can't even see the hole from my angle, so I think it's swirled around and went in. If you get a little too soft, all right, all three of those worked, but if you get a little bit too soft and cute with your speed, the ball ends up going too far left. There's the hole. There's our three beautiful shots. And that's how you play number 16 here. And actually, let's try to do it behind the hole cam so you can see that. All right, as we hear the rumble of the volcano there at the end, let's try to get, let's get you from this side so you can see one putter diagonally. So you can see what's happening here. Just like that. Every once in a while, you're going to get a weird bounce like that. It's hard not to be upset about it, but it's gonna happen from time to time. Every once in a while, you're going to get a weird bounce off of that rock. So it's a high percentage chance. Get the ball, sended ball, hit that brick, and you have a good chance of making an ace. All right, number 17. The hole is sitting just on the right side of that post that's leaning. All right, so the farther left we go, the more it's hidden, right? So there's a couple of different ways you can play this shot. I'm going to show you two different ways to play it. One, you can play directly into the hole or off of the rock behind it and bring it in through the back door. Okay. Team position on this one is quite important. about 2 shoes and 1 putter from the left. From my vantage point, when I'm standing over the ball, I can just barely see the right edge of the cup, okay? And I just want to start the ball right on that line. Right on the line, I can see the cup. It's going to make a left turn. Oh, I got unlucky there. Usually the ball will make a little bit of a left turn going up the hill. And then it straightens out and goes in. Just like that. It's just the tiniest left turn. Then it goes back to the right. If you pull it, it will go into the pole. Boom, just like that. So that's the shot I like to play. Other players will tee it up from other various locations. I like that shot that I'm doing now, so there's that. Now there's a secondary option. If you come 1 foot here from the left, you can hit this brick here and kick the ball over to the hole that way. Awkward stance. Just like that. So there's 2 different ways you can play it. I prefer the straight in shot. Sometimes you get a weird random bounce off the brick. But that's how you play number 17 here at the Aloha course. All right, number 18. As we've done with number 13, I'm going to spend a little extra time on this one. When I first came here in 2017, that tiki was not there. It makes the whole play a much more difficult now because the safe shot used to be able to go around where the tiki was and just lay up behind the hole and go in. It's all severely uphill. So I'm going to show you 2 different ways to play the shot. One, the play that I play it, which is a safe shot. I'm never going for this. Every once in a while the ball will go in, but I'm not trying to make it. And then the shot where people are trying to make it, it brings all kinds of disaster into play. Okay, here's a good angle. The shot that I'm playing is from the left side, okay, as close as I can without my putter hitting the bricks. If I put a ball out there and just hit one, it goes from right to left and it's severely uphill. If you don't get it up there, it's going to come back like that. So I'm aiming at the nose of the tiki to get the ball to roll through this zone. Giving it enough pace, it gets up the hill and around through the back. Just like that. Every blue moon, the ball will go in. That's all I want to do, just lay the ball up around the hole. It's very, very inviting and enticing to try to go for the ace when I'll show you. Because it's amazing when it goes in. But there's so much disaster involved. I don't feel it's worth it. Okay, so those are 2 really good shots for what I would call a safe shot. And we're going to keep it here. Actually, just keep the same angle. The other shot is one putter from the right. Okay, actually, I'm gonna make this into 3 parts. Because you need to see exactly where the ball is hitting. All right, so here's from the other angle. Now, I'm playing it from the extreme right side. You're trying to hit this brick up the slope and the ball's spinning and you have a chance to make an ace that way. The problem is there's so much disaster in play and so many bad things that can happen because you're hitting the ball so hard. That was actually an ace. All right, you couldn't see it there from that angle. But I'm going to show you from behind the hole how dangerous it is and how many different possibilities can happen. That one actually went in. But you can see just how tight of a window it is to hit this section and how many different cracks. Sorry about that. How many different cracks there are here that you can possibly hit. And it can send the ball out of bounds this way. It can send the ball out of bounds over here. It can make the ball not get up the hill and it comes back almost to your feet. So let's go from behind the hole so you can see what's happening there. All right, here we go. Here's a good angle from behind the hole. So these are where the other two ended up at, just kicking, no problem there. The ball ends up in this box. So I made the third one. All right, right side of the tee. Trying to hit that little section of the brick that I pointed at earlier. And that's what could end up happening. I got just ever so slightly different kick, and here it comes. All right, so this is now my second putt. So that's my second putt. There's a bogey. There's one possible outcome. There's the second outcome. Right, great shot. Was heading towards the hole, had a possibility for an ace. Or that happens, and it spins and goes in. You saw how close, I mean, that had to have come from my angle. That ball was like right there, spinning. So it has hook spin. It spins, it hits here, and then it goes in. So you do that during practice, and you think to yourself, wow, I can do this, right? And then you hit just a little bit different spot, as you saw, and the ball spun over here, and it came back to my feet, and you think like, well, what did I do wrong? It's not necessarily that you did something wrong. It's just a different, you're hitting a different spot on the ball, you're hitting a different spot on the brick. You're not always gonna get the same result. So some players will make an ace on this one during their 4 rounds, and it'll be great. I'll take 4 twos and move on. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. That is my overall course strategy here for the Aloha's beautiful facility, North Myrtle Beach. The players are finally starting to show up. We're having more and more players trickle in day by day. It's gonna be a beautiful day. It's hard to imagine that a hurricane came through here this last week. Course is in great shape. Weather's beautiful. Please come out and try the Masters one day. Hopefully you found these videos helpful. This is Mini Golf Frank. This was part 3 of 3 of my video series of how to play the Masters courses my way. Enjoy, thanks for watching, like, share, and subscribe. Take care, everyone, and we'll catch you at the next tournament.